Daddy Show.
Are you ready for the 12 days of Christmas painting challenge? Come with me and let's count down together. Hi there! On my last painting challenge, I painted a unicorn and it was a hit. Everybody loved it. So I decided to paint a unicorn in this Christmas painting challenge as well. But we're gonna make it a little different. We're going to make it more of a Christmas unicorn, a candy cane unicorn. How about that? Are you excited for this? Let's get started. I have my materials here, my blue, red, and yellow paint, and also black and white, paper or canvas, 2 brushes, a flat brush and a round brush, a pencil, paper towel, and a cup with water. I'll also use 2 additional items, a small bowl and a small cup to help me draw it. Let's get started. Place the bowl right in the middle of the paper or canvas. I have my paper or canvas vertical. And now just move it a little bit to the left. Not much, just a little bit to the left. Got it? Just about that. And now you can trace it. So we're gonna go and trace it. Just like that. Get the small cup now. Probably use the other side of it as the bottom because it's a bit smaller. I don't want it to be too big. And you're going to place it right next to that circle. You can overlap it a little bit, but just place it right next to that circle. Oops. And trace it as well. Just about that. Should have been more like in the bottom here. Try to align the bottom. Yeah, see, I want it to align a little bit. All right, so now what I'll do is I'm going to connect the lines. I'll connect the small circle and the big circle and make it one. Then erase what's inside so that way you're not too confused with so many lines. Just like that. Good. I want to make this top part a little more straight up like this, like a diagonal line. You see? A line straight like that. Good. And then now we'll just continue on here and connect, bring this down here, and then make the neck coming from sort of the middle of that, the big circle. You're gonna bring it down. Like a straight line, a little bit curved, just about that. I'm going to erase this part here of the pencil. And I'll just finish it about here. The line. I'm not gonna go all the way around like it was before. I erased that. But you can kind of see the bowl where it was in the small cup, right? Okay, well now you have the freedom to kind of draw as you wish, as you see your unicorn. I see the shape of the head now, much better. Okay, now let's make the ear. How about that? So right where that line was, where you made the jaw line, see, I made a little curve. After I erased it, I made a little curve here, and then I'm gonna make sort of that same line, make the ear. Kind of looks like a leaf. It has a point, the ear has a point, and then you curve it out. Add a little line inside, and we need the horn, right? So what I want you to do is make a slanted here, a diagonal line, and then a point, and then another diagonal line. If you think about it, it's a really stretched out triangle. There you go. And we'll make the eyes. The eyes, wherever the neck, that neck line is, you're just gonna keep going like this. Don't draw on it. And then right up here, make like a a curved line, as if you were making a happy face, but it's actually going to be the unicorn's eyes. Just the eye. And then right here where that cup was, the small cup, keep following the shape, and then come out as if you were making the rest of the cup, and that's going to be the mouth. We'll make a little nose here, a little curve, just about that. All right, the rest we are going to pretty much paint. So let me take some of the eraser here. Okay, clean up your paper, clean up your table. You don't need to draw anything anymore. Now we're going to paint the background. Great. Get your biggest brush, the flat brush, and let's paint the background. You can paint the background any color you like. Just because it's winter and I know I'm making almost all my backgrounds blue, I'm going to continue to make it blue. I love blue for winter time. So I'll add some white and blue together because I want to make more of a light blue, not too dark. And I didn't mix the colors too much. I have some blue, some white, because when I paint the background, I want the colors to kind of be seen. I want to have some dark blues and some light colors all mixed together. So let's outline the unicorn so we don't paint over it. And then you paint the rest. You have more freedom because you don't have to be so careful because you already painted close to the unicorn. So I'm adding white and blue as I go. You see, I'm mixing them on the paper. So you're gonna have a variation of colors. Just like that. They blend together as we go. You can add some water to your paint as well. So do the same, outline. And then paint. I'm making more of a crisscross stroke. I go crisscross, crisscross, crisscross. And then what happens is that my strokes are nice and loose and scattered around and funky. They're not very straight. You don't know exactly where I'm going with it. It's like my strokes are just dancing around the canvas. A little touch of water. Mix. Just keep going around it. You can add some blue to the canvas or to the paper, and then you can add some white. And as you go, the colors will blend beautifully. Just like that. There you go. I think I'm happy with it. Painted blue all around my unicorn. And what I'll do now, still want to do some more to this background. I don't want it to be just blue. So what I'll do is let's make some snowflakes. How about that? So change your brush, put that brush down, get a small brush, get some white, add a little water to your white, so that way it's not too dry. And make sure that the background is dry when you do this. Find a dry area, and I want you to make a vertical line. Then make a horizontal line. Then an X, 2 diagonal lines. Good. Now, let's make little lines coming from those lines. Okay, so I'm getting one line on one side, one the other, small ones. And in the top, I'll make a little dot. That's what I'll do. I'll do a little dot. So right on the top, the dot, the ends, see, the ends of the line, and then there you go. You see what I did? So little lines coming out of the vertical and the horizontal lines, sticking out, and then I made a little dot. And then for the X, just make a dot at the end of each one. And if you want to make it extra special, add a little dot in the middle too, just like that. Nice, that's a nice big snowflake, isn't it? We'll make one more here, but smaller. Same idea. Little lines coming out. Just make little lines, you see? Just like that, and then dots, just dots in the ends of each line. And then a dot right in the middle. Just like that. And just to balance it out, because you gotta balance, we'll do one here. I'll do a smaller one here too. And at least I'll try to make it small, it just keeps getting bigger. Okay, so remember, lines come out from the horizontal and vertical line. Tiny little lines, like spikes. Like little spikes come out from it. See? And then a dot. Dot, 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 dot. Just like that. There you go. We have 3 snowflakes. Good. If you want to just make some little dots around, I think it'll be cool. Just make little dots. And these are small snowflakes that we cannot see. This is snow. Scatter them around evenly, or it doesn't have to be super even, because sometimes things are not perfect. There you go. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. We're going to paint the unicorn now. Grab that big brush again, because we have a big area to paint. Clean it up. You don't want to see any blue. And although this is already white, we're going to paint white over it. Just gonna make it pop, because we still have some pencil lines we gotta cover. So get some white, big chunk, and you're gonna paint the unicorn. Outline it. Remember to outline, make a nice clean edges. Make nice clean edges by outlining, and then paint inside. You may not see much of a difference, but it will look with a better finish than just leaving it white. So go and outline. And then paint it white. Just like that. And we'll also paint the ears. The ear, there's only one ear showing. If you think this brush is too big to paint the ear, change the brush, get a smaller brush. Make sure you can control. And we'll paint the horn here too. All white. So pretty much just painted the whole thing white. That's the idea. Paint it all white. And I think I should get the small brush because that's a small area. Let me get this small brush here for the tip. Couldn't make a nice tip, so I want to go ahead, make a nice tip. Oh, come on now. Come on now. See, it just keeps getting bigger because my tip is not looking good. Okay, that's fine. All right, very nice. Clean your brush now, the small brush. Have a small brush ready, and we're going to outline I'm just going to get some detail and outline, separate some of the areas. So I want you to get blue, just blue. And we're going to now see, hopefully you can still see some of the pencil lines. I'm going to go right over it and paint the jawline, the mouth. We're just going to paint it blue. And the eye, and the nose. I'm going to add lashes to this eye because I think it'll look cuter. Give it some lashes. How about that? Right? And the ear right over here. That little line that was inside. Make sure that it's blue. Okay, this is enough. This is enough details. Enough details. Just gonna fix this ear here. Okay. All right, the next part will be the red to show that it's a candy cane and, you know, make it nice and colorful. See, sorry, I'm just fixing some of this. There you go, fine. All right, let's start now with the red. I will clean my brush, have some red. I have red here. You can use the big brush for this part. And add a little water to the red too, so that way it flows nicely. You don't want it to be dry. And what we'll do is, starting from up here, from the top of the head, I want you to come down and curve it as you go. End with the tip. Try to end with the tip. So what I did to end with the tip, I turned the brush and I made it not the wide side. I didn't finish with the wide side. I finished with the skinny side. So I started with the wide side and then I turned the brush and finished with the skinny side. Do it again. Right over here, right next to it. Another one. Oops, I came off the paper. It's got long hair. This one got really long hair. And I'll keep going. The top will be next to each other. You can kind of be next to each other. Doesn't matter if they're overlapping like that. But the bottoms, try to separate them. Make them into little... I'll make another one here. I think I need someone closer to his face. There you go. So they are all together on top and then they separate in the bottom. So we can show the hair a little better. And I'll do the same for the bangs here. I'll make right here, right in between the ear and the horn here, you're going to go with red. Okay, press, press, go under the horn here, and then as you pass it, curve it up. And you may not have the perfect curve right now. You can do it with a smaller brush if this brush is too big. Just make sure that this part is done here, the top part. So just go big here, curve it down, and then here you're supposed to kind of flick your brush as you curve it. But I think if we do it with a smaller brush, here I'll get the smaller brush, you can get a nice point, just like that. See? Some things you cannot do with certain brushes. I'm gonna make his hair a little more puffy up here. It looks too flat. Yeah. Just like that. You could have done this with a smaller brush too. You know, you can go and do each individual one with a smaller brush. That would have worked too. Okay, let's now add the candy cane right here. We have to make the candy cane design. So what I'll do is the stripes are not gonna be, I'm not gonna make them just, you know, following like this. I'm gonna make them at an angle. So they're actually going to be vertical lines, and it's gonna look like it's slanted on the unicorn horn here. You're going to make vertical lines and skip the same space, make the same space. It can be a little difficult, but you can do it. Fold this paper down. I have so much paint on my brush. Ended up getting skinny. That's okay. All right, let it dry, let it dry, let it dry. It's gotta dry now. I think that I may have to go back with some white because my red ended up getting so thick. Don't like that. So I'll go back with the white. But if yours is a good spacing, if you like it, then no need for that. In the meantime, I want to add a little bit of a white here too, some white strips on the hair. I need more white paint. Let me go get it. Okay. So white, just right here. I'm gonna go and do the same thing that I did with the red, but now it's gonna be with the white. And I'll just add some nice white strips. There, I'm gonna touch up with some of the red again in between. Just got some more red. Just be careful not to mix all the colors together, because otherwise it'll turn pink and not red. Just like that. And I'll also add white right in the middle of this bag here. Just like that. Just like that. And this is pretty dry. Get some white. I'm gonna paint it in between, because I didn't give it too much room. That was my fault. And I told you to do it. I hope you did it. Just like that. Okay, I'm just touching it up. If I had given more space in between, I wouldn't have to do any of this. Okay, it would have been easier. So I hope you don't have to. There you go. And if by any chance, let's say you messed up a little bit, you went on into the blue, because I know that happens, you can clean your brush, have your brush nice and clean, and then you can kind of go like this as if it was an eraser, and erase the very edge, the very little, like whatever you overlapped the blue, whatever parts overlap the blue, you can kind of erase it. And if the paint is not too dry, it can't be completely dry, because otherwise it won't come off, then it will come off if you just do this. See, it made the edges here much cleaner. The same thing for the top, just a little bit. What happens is the paint is still wet, it can be wiped off. If it's completely dry, it cannot. Okay, so what you can do, if it's completely dry and you messed up, you can go back with some of the blue background, mix the blue background, and then you paint right over it. I'll show you here an example, so that way you can have the best unicorn you can. Okay, so I have some blue here. The difficult part of this is going to be to match the background, match the exact blue. And then you see, right over here, let's pretend I messed up, so I'm going to paint with some blue right there. So then there you go, now you have a clean line. Got it? So all things are possible. Don't worry if you mess up, let it dry, take a deep breath, and it will look beautiful if you just persevere. I hope you enjoyed painting this beautiful candy cane unicorn with me. And see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye. Every day brings us closer to Christmas Day and makes us better artists. I would love to see what you painted, so post it on my Facebook page at Spotty Dotty Show, so I can see it and you can get a chance to win prizes. See you again tomorrow for another painting challenge.